there, and hello to you too. Vlogging with Goobster, back for new episodes of Pokemon, the alternate take. Sit down, get comfy, and let's see what we'll make. In the last episode, we redesigned Gigantamax Appleton, and in today's episode, we will be redesigning Silicobra, the ground-type snake Pokemon that is native to the Galar region. And this is how Gigantamax Appleton ended up looking like the redesigned version. Of course, I gave Flapple and Appleton two different G-Max forms, because they have the same one, which is one of the most stupidest ideas Pokemon has ever done, and that's really saying something. Anyway, now to go over what Silicobra and Sandaconda and Gigantamax Sandaconda are based on. So first of all, Silicobra is of course based on a king cobra, which is a type of snake, which of course has the little bits at the side here, which is what Arbok is based on. Arbok literally being cobra backwards. And it is also based on, of course, sand. Anything to do with sand. It's also based on silicone, hence the not really white, but like a very pale, very pale brown coloration on most of his body, which is the color of silicone itself, hence the name Silicobra. And Sandaconda is based on an anaconda, which is another type of snake. You probably would have heard of it from the movie Anaconda. And it is also based on, wait for it, a gun. Yes, it's based on a gun. And that's why in the Gigantamax Pokemon Battle Royale, he's just shooting people. Gigantamax form is just shooting people. Speaking of Gigantamax form, there's only one other thing that is taken into account for this, and that is it's also based on a dust devil. Now, what are you thinking a dust devil is? You may think it's a real devil. Like, not real, but like, you know, part of mythology, right? Well, you'd obviously be wrong. You'd be wrong. Dust devils are actually a natural disaster. Well, not really much of a natural disaster as tornado. They're just like a weather effect that can happen in very windy and sandy areas. It is essentially a literal tornado of sand. Like, that's what a dust devil is. Like, Sandaconda, Gigantamax Sandaconda is literally just a dust devil with a snake inside it. With that being said, I don't need to lean into the dust devil or the gun aspect or the anaconda aspect. Something else I'm going to use is, you know, like the cobra baskets that like cobras would just come out of, you know, whenever someone plays a flute? Yeah, we're going to have that. It's just going to be there. So, starting off, like this, which is the serpentine body. Serpentine being something that is, well, has a body of a snake. That could end up being a worm. Not like the real animal worm. I mean like the type of dragon worm. You know, a WYRM. Which I explained, like, in the Apple and redesign video. You guys should go check that out. You should also like and subscribe as well. And I'm saying that while I'm drawing the hood. Yeah, that's what it's called. They're called hoods. Which is actually going to be most of the body. Yeah, most of the body is just going to be the hood. Well, not most of the body, just most of the head. And because we need that gun aspect with Sandaconda and Gigantamax Sandaconda, I'm keeping the big nostrils. Now, of course, he's based on silicone, hence the name Silicobra, which I have already explained. However, the only thing that's really about that is his coloration. And I mean, it makes sense because he's ground typing, and his evolution literally has sand in the name, so it makes sense for silicone to be part of the inspiration, but if it's part of the inspiration, it should really be part of the inspiration. So I will be adding bulbs of silicone on his body. And these will be genuine silicone. Like, nothing that replicates it is genuinely silicone. I'm just going to add that stripe up at the top there, because he has it on his hood. Not, like, there specifically, but, you know, he has patterns there. Just like that. Anyway. And there's another silicone pod. I don't even know if it's called a pod, I'm just calling it that, because that's what it looks like. And of course, this, which looks like a cobra basket, which I will lean more into in the Sandaconda, of course. Not for GMAX Sandaconda. It will be there for the first 2 stages. GMAX form is a special edition, like, as in, to test your ability to see if you can get it or not. So therefore, it will not have that aspect to it. It will probably be like Inteleon, based on a sniper, just not the same way that Inteleon is. And that's the tail done. Look at that, we're nearly done. All we have left are the eyebrows and eyes, and I'm keeping the eyebrows because, as I already explained, silicone needs to be more in the design. That's probably why the eyebrows are so big, because of silicone, but if that was the case, then they should have been the colour of silicone. I mean, like, the face that they're on is the same colour as silicone, and then they literally just changed the coloration. I know it's to add a bit of variety, but come on. Now, I'm going to give him those sort of reptilian eyes. However, not complete slits. Which is what, like, they're called, you know, the thin pupils that reptiles have. Oh dear. I'll just move that over a tad. And I'd say, because there's nothing else left to do, that there is, guys, that right there is the redesign of Silicobra for Pokemon The Alternate Take, which is this little series that we do on the channel here. And if you liked today's episode and my weird voice, you should definitely like and subscribe. But anyway, I will all see you all next time for the redesign of Sandaconda and the redesign for the next RMU episode. If you guys don't know the RMU episode, you should check out the Timothy Oliphant version of Iron Man that I redesigned. Of course, Iron Man being played by Robert Downey Jr., I chose a different actor and decided to redesign his suit with that actor in mind. As I just said there, Timothy Oliphant. And I do a hero and a villain each time. And in tomorrow's episode, I'll be redesigning Sandaconda. Then after that, I will be doing Telly Savalas as Ironmonger, because that is essentially me just creating a Netflix adaptation version of the one that I redesigned, and then making that Netflix adaptation version cooler, because that's what it is. It's the terrible version made cooler. because that's what Obadiah did. Was it even Obadiah who made that suit in the movies? Was it even Obadiah who made that suit in the comics? I mean, I know he was the first Ironmonger in the comics, and the only one in the movies. But, like, is that true? Who knows? Anyway, as of right now, I'll be saying goodbye to you guys, and I'll also be uploading this video. So, I bid you all farewell.